but we want to send it to our mobile app. And our mobile app we're using is built with the Twixl Publisher platform. And so if you want to learn more about Twixl, you can reach out after the webinar, and we'd be happy to share more information. But with my integration with Twixl Publisher, I want to be able to take my content and deliver it into my app. So let's take a look at that. So we don't need Zapier here. So we'll go ahead and just we'll close that window for now. We'll go back over to the web client. I'm just going to close up some folders here, and you see that Gettysburg article. So in addition to the information like that short post, I'm actually including other information here. You'll notice here I'm capturing a publish date. I'm capturing share text, the title. This is all information that I'm using in the Twixl platform. So let me just show you that real quick. We'll go over to the Twixl platform UI here. This is where you manage your content. And if you were using Twixl out of the box, whenever you had content, you'd essentially zip it up, that HTML. We give you a zipped package of the HTML in TrueAuthor, and you'd come in here to the UI and you'd say, I want to upload an HTML-based article, and then you can fill out all of the metadata and attach the file. It's a lot of work to do, especially when you want to do a lot of testing. You frequently want to just send the content up, see how it looks, modify it, send it up again and again until it's done. So let's take a look at how we do this within TruEdit. So in my case, I'm using a metadata field here that says send to Twixl, and I set that value to true. I could also have it based on the status or based on the location. And in my structure here, I have here the home collection. So I've told TruEdit that this article, because of where it is in the hierarchy, is part of that home collection.
That send to Twixl field, that's just something, because you can just create your own custom metadata field?
You can. So in that case, I'm using just a regular old custom metadata field. If you wanted to be based off status, you could. But because we have the demo for both WordPress and Twixl, and they're separate, we want to be able to trigger them independently. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the Twixl dashboard. While we were talking here, the automation actually kicked off, and this is using the TruEdit Toolbox, which is a server-side utility that can run on a recurrent basis, like Zapier. But in my case here, if I hit refresh, we'll now see that Gettysburg Address article, and Twixl is telling us that the content is currently being uploaded to its platform. I'm going to hit refresh one more time, and we can see here it's now there in an unpublished status. But if I click into that, I can see here that it's come over with the title. We didn't fill out anything for the author or the tagline, but you can see here the cover image that should be shown is shown. And if we share my iPad and my iPhone, excuse me, we'll actually see that content. So just come over here, and I'm in the Twixl Preview app, and so I'm just going to hit refresh, and we'll see here that Gettysburg Address is now popped in. We can tap into it, and it will download that article. And here we can see that exact same look and feel that we saw on the web. And if we looked at the same thing on the iPhone, we'd see something very similar. But of course, my iPhone doesn't want to connect. The big difference, just for those of you who haven't seen TrueAuthor in much depth before, the big difference is this content that right now is shown as a multi-column layout on my iPhone is going to collapse through the responsive nature. We know we can't fit multiple columns in the width of an iPhone screen. But this isn't a one-time automation. You'll notice here we haven't filled out the author field. So I'm going to go back over. Let's just close the iPad here. We'll go back over to the TruEdit web client, and I'm pretty sure the author of this was Abraham Lincoln. So we'll go ahead and give Honest Abe some credit here. That automation, again, will run on a regular basis. And if we go back over to Twixl, I'm going to hit refresh. and you'll see here that that metadata pops right in. So this is really useful, because, Will, I know even on our team, the folks that are authoring the metadata are not the same folks that are laying out the content. So this allows you to distribute that workflow and have different people do different things.
That's right. And so does this only work with true author content for the automation?
No, it doesn't have to. So in our example, just to keep things very simple for the webinar, we're just dealing with true author content. But you can create content in InDesign, and that can be saved as a Twixl article file. We can also here, you'll notice I've got a banner and I've got these collections. As I create each of these in TruEdit, it can create those in Twixl, and as I update their metadata here in TruEdit, it can update the data in Twixl as well. So we can have a synced environment where content is and structure are created here within TruEdit, and then recreated or communicated over to the Twixl platform.
Okay, yeah, that could save us because we jump from here in Twixl, but if you got all the metadata all lined up and all templated just right, you could essentially just be pushing it right from TruEdit.
Yeah, not have to worry about it. It'll automatically publish. So that's the integration with Twixl.